And good evening, everyone. And you're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast. It's Thursday night, and we're going to be talking to Indy pro wrestler, deathmatch wrestler, Orin, Veidt, the Dark Prophet, as he's going to be heading to VOW this Saturday. Vicious Outcast Wrestling this Saturday for Bloodthirsty Death Match Tournament. Fans, let's hear what he's got to say and much, much more. Tune in right now. Well, good evening, Orin.
Hey.
Hey, how you
Orin,
doing?
Yeah.
Orin, Veidt. That's like German almost. Almost like a...
Yeah, almost.
So how you doing tonight, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad I finally got you on this podcast. It's been a while since we wanted to set one up in perfect timing.
Yeah.
Just in time for some blood, you know?
Oh, no kidding. What a perfect time for this.
Yes, the weather's just, hot and humid, and we're just, I'm tired of this shit. How's that?
Yeah, hey, that makes two of us.
You know what? I love cold weather no matter what. I'll take that over the heat anytime,
Growing up in Minnesota, I can agree with that, so.
Well, I was born in North Dakota, okay?
Oh, God.
So, I guess I was a baby, but I'm used to the cold, yeah. But I guess it's more the German inside of me, too, and plus being out west, my mom growing up out west, now I'm on the East Coast, but I'm a snowboarder. I used to be a snowboarder. Once in a while, I think I retired that, but yeah, I hit the mountains,
Gotcha.
So what's going on with you? You got a lot coming up.
Yeah, I have a really big weekend coming up.
Yeah. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Guardians of Hardcore is coming up tomorrow.
Yes, Guardians of Hardcore. I was at the original first one. That was a hell of a night. Hell of a fucking show. Yeah.
Man, people, every time I'm down at IWA, people are still talking about the first Guardians.
Yes. When Bryant Woods and Brian Woods and oh God, what was his name? Oh, darkest secret of ultraviolence. Rob Marsh.
There we go.
That's it. Rob Marsh went at it, and then you had Synclope and Extremo, and you had just so many guys in the ring. Everybody was there. It was just like it was
the who's who.
Yes. J.C. Rotten and Brad Cash versus Masada. Holy shit, Nick Gage versus Ricky Shane Page. It was a war zone.
Yeah, and it's still talked about in such high regards. Literally every time I go down there.
Yeah.
So what we have to live up to tomorrow night is a really, really high level.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm seeing Nick Gage is on card. I'm seeing everybody's on the card. It's gonna be sick. I wish I lived closer, but I'll hear the results and I'll hear from you probably.
Yeah.
I
mean, I've got J.C. Rotten in a World Series of Glass match. So.
Oh man. Oh.
So that's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people John Calvin posted it this morning on Twitter that I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on this match because I'm not a name in deathmatch wrestling yet. You look at everybody else that's on the card and it's all the names of deathmatch wrestling.
Yes. You like the Phoenix Kid, he's stepping into the first time. Phoenix Kid is stepping into the zone. And he called out Casanova Valentine, so we'll see what's going to happen there too,
And there's a lot of big people there tomorrow, and
Yeah.
I know that going into it, I know I have to do something special to make my mark with the who's who of guys, and I'm more than ready to go out there and do that, especially in a place like IWA that has kind of taken me in.
Yeah, IWA has been, is the home of, it's been the home of deathmatch wrestling for how many for years?
For a
long time, since the heyday, like when it first came out, like who we knew, Drake Younger and all the classic guys, and Insane Lane and Mondo and everybody would come through that door and just tear the house down. And even independent wrestlers that we know to this day, Colt Cabana to Chris Hero to CM Punk, like guys.
It's hallowed ground. I mean, if you've wrestled there, if you're anybody, you've wrestled there at some point.
Absolutely, you made a name for yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's really like, I mean, people down. How many times you downgrade? It's not a horrible company. They're awesome. They kick ass. How many shows do they? I mean, they do tons of shows. And big props to them. No matter what the bashing and the hating, how that always is.
Ian Rotten knows.
Yes, exactly. And he knows how to scout the talent and bring bring the lady wrestlers. Shit, deathmatch lady wrestlers. Come on, like Ludark is like fucking like out of the queen of fucking like death. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like she's on a roll. She's on a roll. I'm just actually looking at the flyer right now, and I see Schlack and Maria Manic. Like, there's another, oh shit, actually, versus Marcus Crane and Ludark. Oh shit.
Yep, that's going to be a hell of a match, and the fans bring the weapons.
Yes.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, I know. It's times have changed. Like,
Yes.
It's the times have changed of wrestling, and I'm sure you've seen. I'm sure you studied up on all these people and know who they are.
Of course.
And they're out there. They're out there, man, and they like to get into it. That's why I like IWA. They, whenever I got to a show or go when I can go, it's just like I feel like I'm at home with them. The show.
And that's the biggest thing that I felt when I went there the first time is when you go there, you're really taking it as family, and everybody in that locker room really pulls for each other. Like, nobody's worried about their spot, nobody's worried about their place.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried about seeing everyone else succeed and doing what's best for wrestling.
Right.
And that is a super cool thing to be around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like reinvigorating for any young guys or for anybody else that's been around an environment that isn't necessarily like that.
I mean, I've seen like the youngest kid on the IWA roster is that youngest kid there. Stunt kid, whatever his name is. Marco. Yes. I think he's like the youngest, right? He's like the really youngest one I noticed. Like I never, really noticed, but yeah, he's the youngest one on the. That's pretty good, though, Hey. Still there? Hello? Hello?
I think I lost you.
Uh-oh, Wi-Fi. Uh-oh, that's it. Damn Wi-Fi signals.
Son of a bitch.
It's all good.
Well,
it's all good.
But yeah, no, it's IWA is a place where if you're there and you put into it what everybody else is, you're definitely treated and taken care of just like
because
family.
what we invest in as fans and the wrestlers too. And everybody gives their heart, their soul, the 100%.
Yeah, and no matter how many people are in those seats, the wrestlers going out there doing the matches they're not dialing it back at all.
Yeah.
They're going to give the same amount for 10 people that they do for 10,000 people.
How long?
That's really cool.
Yeah. How long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for 3 years now.
Oh wow. Who trained you?
I was trained in Minnesota by a guy named Big Sepio Saunders, who isn't really a name.
Yeah.
And I got lucky, though, to be around guys like Eric Cannon and, the likes of that on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to be able to ask him all the time, like,
advice.
Hey, man, how can I do this better? What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing that? So I credit him a lot to making me the wrestler I am. He did so much for me in my beginning stages of my career that had he not, I wouldn't be where I am.
That's what, because you want to make a name. Because it's true. That's a lot of guys don't realize you're just going to go out and show who you are, and you'll get there, and no matter what they say, no WWE bullshit. You know what I mean? People like to get their name out there, but they'll never go there. NXT is where it's at, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for me, like, I would go as far as I can.
But I prefer to say, you know what, NXT, but you know what, indie wrestling is really where it's at, and people don't.
Yeah, I mean, every week you can do something different. You can wrestle the who's who, and for me right now, like my career, it's fluctuated because every time it started to seem like it's taking off, I broke my foot or I tore a ligament in my ankle, like a year apart from each other.
Yeah,
and so it's always around this time.
Yeah,
where things start to come together.
Yeah.
But now things are starting to come together. I got a break to be in Prince of the Death Match, and from that, so many other opportunities have opened themselves up for me, like W on Saturday and stuff. That was in direct correlation from Prince of the Death Match. Like that exposure helped connections and help get my name out.
And VOW, I'll tell you what, man, VOW really, they are awesome. I love going to VOW. I'm a friend of Bill's. Great promotion, really. They are just like a family too. We're family.
Yeah.
And it's just really,
And I've had my eye on them for a while, and I've been wanting to get out there for a long time, and it finally is all lined up, and Saturday's my chance to make a name for myself there against Devin Moore.
Devin Moore, one of the originals, man. Really, like he's made a name for himself from way back in the days. Like, I mean, people don't even know he was part of Pro Wrestling Unplugged. PWU. That was a way back in the heyday. Like there's so many.
Yeah,
I know.
This is a guy that like I grew up watching.
Yeah.
Like I grew up watching him on tapes and on DVDs. And so now, like, to get the chance to
one-on-one
have a match, is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's
a huge opportunity.
And it's for the title, right? It's for how badass is that? Like, you got thrown into a title match, like.
And my first night in the company, I get a title match with Devin Moore. Like, what more can you ask for?
You can't. You got it. Just give him what you got and show it. Prove.
And so this weekend is definitely one of the biggest weekends I've had coming up in a long time.
Because you know what, like I said before, that proves, and then it brings you up to the next. I think the next show for VOW is the Lord of Anarchy is the biggest deathmatch tournament of the year. So let's hope that you are, in it.
Hey man, fingers crossed. And with Guardians,
yes,
that's a huge place to make an impact and to get seen and possibly, work my way into that tournament and then right there with the company.
Yeah.
I think I went around for a long time just trying to be a good wrestler, and because when I started, the guy that trained me said, don't you dare be a hardcore / like deathmatch wrestler because you're meant to do so much more than that. Don't lower yourself to that.
No.
And I never wanted to listen to that because to me that wasn't lowering it. That's not what I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Like what I fell in love with was the hardcore deathmatch wrestling, the barbed wire and the glass and the blood.
Yeah, because you know what, you could because we all studied it, as a fan and a wrestler. The Japan style BJW and was the innovators, and they showed why it's so popular, and and now it's like the future, and it's really made a comeback.
It has, and when you look at a lot of these guys
Yes.
And a lot of these guys are great wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy thing is that so many of these guys are such good, just good wrestlers that they could go toe to toe with anybody else in a normal match,
mm-hmm.
and hold their own, and plus that.
Yeah.
But they're also out there doing death matches.
Yes.
So I think anybody that still thinks that deathmatch wrestling is guys that can't work is definitely not with the time.
No, because one company that also is on the East Coast, Game Changer Wrestling, GCW.
Oh.
Dude, I know. They're hitting Chicago in September. I couldn't make it. I had to save September for VOW instead. I know. I was like, I had to choose.
So the guy I live with came up with me in wrestling. Like, he got out. He was just a manager and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he's loved wrestling his whole life. He's a big classic 80s guy.
Yeah.
But I got him. I told him, like, hey man, just watch the Untouchables with me. Just watch this show. Watch Marcus and Gage. Watch everything from top to bottom on this show.
I was there for that night. I was there for that night. Holy shit! It was a hell of a show. Really, we had like a Jersey crew. We just like drove and drove. Like a couple Jersey people packed. We wanted to go. Everybody, first time to Chicago. Come on, where are you ever gonna go?
Oh, yeah.
But no, we had a lot of support by everybody, all over the world. Hell, it was awesome.
Yeah, and ever since he watched that show, he's like, Game Changer is the place to be. This is the best wrestling that's going on right now. Everything they're doing is
phenomenal. And they're taking state by state. It's like awesome.
Yes.
Like, jeez, they're going everywhere.
It's a real takeover.
They've
done it all.
I mean, think about it. We've done. Where do you see any wrestling promotion that does 2 shows for WrestleMania weekend? Nowhere in the world.
And 2 totally different style of shows.
Yes.
Like, something for everybody. We just watched Bloodsport the other day.
I really didn't care for that too much, but
it was what it was. But it was a different concept. By the end of it, I can really dig this concept.
Yeah,
like, this is a totally different style. Like, if you listen to the fans, the first couple matches, they're not behind the finishes.
No,
they're not with it. They're not for it. But by the end, they're all for it, and they're getting into this style of wrestling and this idea and concept. They're getting fully invested. And I think that's a big testament to Game Changer to take such a big risk doing such a style like that.
Yeah,
that they're like, we know that we want to change the game and like really be true to the name. And they've taken those risks and they've done it, and I think it's paid off.
And it's finally coming back to my hometown of Asbury Park, like my area, Asbury Park, New Jersey, where the boss was from. Come on, that's pretty cool. It's like badass, old school, but really sharp building, nice building. I love it. It was pretty cool that they got that building. I was just there last week for Combat Zone. It was really sharp building.
Yeah, and it's exciting that they're going to be going there. It's only a matter of time before they keep doing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Oh, they're getting bigger.
Seems like they top themselves every single time.
Exactly. It's timing. Timing, and it's the 2 guys that work hard for it, and Brett and Danny put their time into it and invest. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's no wasted hours.
But also another company, Matt Tremont's H2O Hardcore Hustle, is really awesome too. It's really, we're proud of him, for what he's done, and also.
See, and I think it's just another company like that. It's a testament to, I think, deathmatch wrestling and just kind of a different style of wrestling, because I know those shows don't all have only death matches. They have everything else too.
Yeah, they have wrestling. Yeah, they have wrestling. I know.
I think just a sign that that culture and that brand of wrestling is really, really what's in right now, and I think it's making a comeback. It's making its voice heard in terms of like, hey fans, this is what you need to be watching, because there's so many big characters in deathmatch wrestling.
There are. I mean, look who's still going at it. Homeless Jimmy, he's still going, man. You know, look, he's people like that. You know, like Blood Brother Pro tournaments, they're killing it out there too. You know.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. Mexico's got numerous promotions that are killing it every night.
And and don't even forget about Primo in Colorado. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And they just had their deathmatch tournament, with actually Homeless Jimmy and New Jack and Aiden and a whole bunch of other guys. It was crazy. You know?
Yeah, and Slave to the Deathmatch is coming up.
Yeah. I'd like to get out there because I got family out that way. But I don't think right now because of all the smoke and all the fire stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of cool big things coming up in the deathmatch world, and I think it's the cool thing to be a part of now. And just normal fans are able to get on board with something that I don't think they were able to get on board with before.
Yeah. So what made you get into deathmatch wrestling? What made you first looking into it, like tape trading and all the study?
So when I was younger, I thought, because I'm only 23, so I'm not.
Oh man, you're 20. I'm 41. I feel. I wish I was 23 again.
But yeah. So the first thing that I ever got my hands on was ECW Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And watching the most violent matches or the bloodiest matches or what it was.
Yeah.
So I remember the first thing was the Taipei Death match with Ian and Axel.
Yes.
And instantly I was like, hell yeah, this is different. Yeah. I love this shit.
Yeah. Because it's just something that caught your eye. It really...
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't, because normal wrestling's fantastic, and there's a reason we all love it. Yeah. But I'm like, this is different. This is gritty. This is real hardcore stuff. And then I saw the Born to Be Wired match, and it was over from there. I was like, I had already wanted to be a wrestler, but
yeah. I'll tell you what. ECW was really the trend of wrestling. It was really the style. It really took what we know as fans and for the wrestlers too. Really. I mean, I never got to attend those ECW shows in Philly. Ever. I'd always watch DVDs through friends and stuff. And I've actually met Balls Mahoney through my work. I worked at a dollar store and he came in. I didn't know what ECW was. He came in.
Crazy.
Isn't that cool? Then I became good friends with them, and then Chris Candido, of course, too,
And
yeah,
that's something that I still show all the young kids that are from the area up here in Minnesota with the academy.
Right.
Anytime they hop in the car with me, we're watching Masato Tanaka versus Mike Awesome. We're watching all those classics.
Yeah.
And all the old school ECW stuff, and watching how that stuff still holds up with time.
It does.
You can go back and watch that stuff over and over, and their technical wrestling matches are some of the best of all time. And
I know Shane Douglas and Taz. And,
yes.
Yeah. People really never realized Jericho and when the wrestling was wrestling. Really,
yes.
It was crazy.
That was the place to be.
It was. It's like the Dudley Boys. Hell, they wrestled in Asbury Park, and I never even knew that. They were bouncers. One of the guys was a bouncer at a bar.
God.
Isn't that crazy?
That's ridiculous. But that's ECW. When I was younger, is definitely what hooked me. Watching that on DVD and really getting into it, because once I saw that, I just wanted to see everything I possibly could.
Yeah.
And then watching the tournaments of death and the Kings of the Death match and all those.
Yeah.
I just.
Fell in love.
I saw it and I was like, that's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. And then, kind of as wrestling has gone along, I realized that I could be a good hand on a bunch of shows, or I could try to really make a name for myself in the deathmatch world, where I think that there's a possibility to do that.
Yeah, I could recommend you to my friend. Works at a local business here. We have a promotion called Jersey Premier Championship Wrestling. I'll put your name in a hat. How's that? For next summer.
Hey.
Next summer. He was always looking up for talent. We're always looking for new faces to push,
Always.
I mean, hell, we had Adam Bueller for the very first time. You know, come on, that was way back with Jimmy Lyon. You know,
jeez. See, and Adam Bueller's the first like deathmatch guy I was ever on a show with.
Really?
Yeah, when I was real young in my career, the guy I lived with got us booked out at a company out in Valparaiso, and on that show, Bueller was there, and like he was very clearly like a deathmatch wrestler. He talked about it all the time, and like I was, you know, still being a young kid, I was marking out. I was in awe.
Yeah.
And then he went out there and was a great wrestler, and I was like, hell yeah, that's what deathmatch wrestling is.
Yep.
And that guy, if he ever is able to get back in the ring,
know, man.
I know he will be.
He's so blessed to have people that helped him out with this. You know, he's so blessed to be around people that supported him for his cause, and it was great. You know.
That's super cool.
I'm so glad that everybody
because he's always been a super genuine dude, and anytime I've ever shot him a message or asked him a question, he's responded super quick. And he's always been super cool to me.
I mean, he right when that happened. I was on Snapchat and he looked so down. He just looked so down. He needed a boost. You know, he's like, what's wrong with him? He needs something to, you know, pick him up. And all our friends got, you know, everybody gathered around. And what can we do? What can we do? Let's throw a tournament or let's do something. You know, a benefit to help this guy. And that's what they all did. You know, and I'm glad.
Yeah, because that's a guy that loves wrestling.
Yes.
And that's definitely one of the matches I wanna have at some point in my career, because I know he'll be back in the ring.
I mean, I know
he's too strong of a guy.
He just did a show at a benefit show for it was EHF Entertainment, and he actually got on the mic and he said, "I want to bring deathmatch wrestling to this place." You know.
Yep.
That's like, yes, Adam will bring that. I'll be there for that. I would be there for that.
Oh yeah.
You know, come on, no matter what. Yeah. Wherever Adam is, I'll go. You know?
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Really cool dude. Really fun.
And definitely, like, I'm glad that of all the people that I could have interacted first with that were a deathmatch wrestler in independent wrestling, I'm glad it was him.
Yeah.
Because he definitely put it in a really good light for me and kind of reaffirmed that, yeah, this is definitely a thing I want to do, and this is definitely the kind of wrestler I want to be.
Yeah, because he's out there. He's crazy. When I first saw him, he's crazy, man. I mean, I first saw him, and then when I went to like VOW, I saw him. This guy, I was like, holy shit, this guy's good. He's crazy, but he's awesome. He's funny, he's crazy. You know, he could do it all. He could do it all. You know, but wait till he gets back in the ring. You know, that's all we want. You know.
Yep.
Timing is going to be timing. You know, that'll be soon, coming soon. You know.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
I know. So yeah, but like I was saying about ECW, like we were saying, it's just like now it's transitioned, you know, from the Japan to the, you know, back to the States, and it's like, wow, you know, it's really took it a turns.
It has, and I think a lot of it too is they're all working together. Like all these companies are working together. They're using everybody else's guys, and they're all. It's a real collective, like, community effort to make it something special and to make it something really awesome again.
And it's just like All In with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. Come on, look at that! Isn't that crazy or what? Is that
an independent wrestling show selling out that fast?
I know. I'm like, wow. You know what the funny thing was that night, the night GCW for the was in there. I was the T-shirt shop. The All Indie press conference was going on Sunday. I was I was heading home. I was like, damn, I could have seen this for free. Shit.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, isn't that crazy? Like, this is amazing. That shop is big. I thought I was expecting more, you know. But I was like, I went in there and I was like, do you have custom shirts? You know, you have to order them online. Really? Well,
of course.
Yeah, of course. But shout out to them anyway. Pro Wrestling Tees.
But yeah, it's wrestling's, I think, in a really, really good place, and I think it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an awesome time to be around. And being from Minnesota in the recent years too, we've had a lot of guys from the academy come up, and they've been doing really cool things, because for a while there wasn't anything like significant. If you wanted to go train anywhere,
what academy?
Be anybody.
Could I ask what academy?
The Academy School of Professional Wrestling with Eric Cannon and Ken Anderson.
Okay.
And
Mr. Anderson? Oh, Ken Oh, shit. No kidding.
Yeah, That's a
wow.
place to be.
Yeah.
And all those kids come out super professional, and they've got the best work ethic because they're trained by top quality people.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got seminars that come through there all the time with different names of indie wrestling and of old WWE fame.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got every tool at your disposal to become a really, really good professional wrestler.
I would love to. That's something as a fan I just want to attend a seminar. I hear they're really good. You know, I'm gonna have to just do that sometime. Just go.
They just had one with Quackenbush right before the last WrestlePalooza, and man, I learned so much in the 4 hours spent with Mike Quackenbush.
Mike can really influence. He's smart. He knows the ins and outs. He has a podcast. Have you ever heard that?
Oh yeah. I've
oh my God, I was blown away by it. Like telling me ins and out of wrestling. It's awesome. So good.
He's so articulate and he's so smart, and his passion for wrestling is hard to match.
I mean, I actually remember when I was like younger, I saw him wrestle at a local actually it was JCW, you know, before GCW. It's like, holy shit, this guy is good, you know?
Yeah, Quack is somebody that's been around forever, and he's done a lot of cool things, and he has so much knowledge to share. And he was the consummate professional that whole night, and I walked out of that knowing that I got way more than my worth.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, because you sat there and listened to what he had to say. A lot of good stuff, I'm sure, you know.
Oh yeah,
it's so cool. I mean, to see that stuff, but you know, the academies and the training, that's where it's at, though. You gotta these kids don't know this. It's a big jump, you know. It's a big jump. You know, also.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like these academy kids that come out in Minnesota are the first ones that if I say like, hey guys, I've got an open seats in the car and I'm going to IWA, who wants to hop in?
Right.
They, you know, I have to turn away the ones that aren't the first three that answer, you know?
Yeah.
They want it. They want to go out there. They want to make a name for themselves, and they want to do it the right way. And for a while there in Minnesota, that wasn't the case, and it made it really hard to stay real positive in wrestling because you're like, wow, this is what wrestling's like.
What other promotions are in Minnesota? Any other couple little tiny ones or big ones?
There's been there's a company that's come around, Showtime Championship Wrestling. I wrestle for them. They're a great place, super professional, really awesome that they've come around. There's a bunch of little places around here. And like the place that I came up in, I'm not gonna throw it out there, but it made me really despise wrestling, and I felt like that wasn't what wrestling should be like because the guy that ran it and the way it was.
I know how the Carney acts of wrestling. I know.
It really made me hate wrestling.
Yeah. I know exactly. The small companies don't make the money, you know. They don't. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they do. But you get a kick out of some of these guys, though, you know. Nowadays.
And it was one of those things where I wanted to travel and I wanted to make a name for myself. Yeah. And he was, no, brother, you can't go do that. You got to wrestle for me. I'm giving you all these opportunities. And, and I was like, not so much, man. Like, and he didn't want me to get out there and do things.
Did you ever go to did you ever get like one of those? You ever get like? I'm sure you have. Like, you're gonna be wrestling tonight. Come on down. But then they're like, oh, sorry, we don't need you. Really?
Yeah.
You drove all the way down here for a night, to wrestle.
All the time.
Huh? Yeah.
All the time. Or you confirm the booking with them about 4 different times, and then the time comes, you're like, brother, you're not on the card. I was like, I have all these messages where you've confirmed, 4 different times that I'm booked.
Yeah. I have a plane ticket. Shit, I flew out for just. Yes, people they do that a lot. I noticed that. That sucks.
Oh yeah.
That sucks. But you make it happen. Get your name out there wherever you can. You know what I mean? When you're out on the road, doesn't matter.
And that's what I decided to do is just make it happen. Go out there and take those chances and put in that stuff that might not seem like it's going to pay off right then and there, but it pays off eventually. And this weekend is definitely a weekend where
you ready? So are you ready for
off.
some glass or what? Are you?
Oh, you have
dude.
No idea.
Like, what are you thinking about? Like, shards of glass, just shattered glass. It's insane. You know.
I'm so ready for any possible wound that I'm gonna suffer. And
light tubes, I'm sure they're nothing. That's nothing. You know, come on. We've seen light tubes, and we know what that does. You know.
Yeah, and John Calvin and I are gonna go to war, and it's gonna be real good.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that I've been looking forward to ever since I found out I was on it. I knew that this was my chance to do something special, and I'm so ready.
Absolutely.
And then the next night at VOW, this is my weekend to do something special and to show that I belong in the deathmatch world. So
this is why you want to bleed heavy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's Ricky Shane Page, John Wayne Murdoch, all these guys, we know all of it. They put it to the table. They know. Nick Gage knows. Nick Gage knows. Everybody knows. Like, it's gonna be, it's go time. Every time is go time, but really, you know.
Yeah, it's a big night, and I know that, like, when you're on the stage and sharing it with those guys, mm-hmm. you have to perform at that next level, because otherwise it's real obvious that you're not on it.
Like, look, I'm looking at the card, like Nick Gage versus Bryant Woods. Like, wow, you know, like, really, that's gonna be a test to. And Reed Bentley versus G Raver, you know, and John Wayne versus Arrow Boy, you know, that's gonna be like, wow, you know, and Cody Rice versus what do you call it?
Yeah, Dysfunction.
Yeah, you know.
And Dysfunction is another dude that has really taken a chance on me with his promotion in ICW, mm-hmm. and he's definitely seen potential in me, and he's kept me around. So
yeah,
I owe a lot of what I'm doing to him too. He's definitely seen something in me, and
mm-hmm. It's gonna be crazy. And then you got also, I'm reading the card here, fucking Dale Patricks versus Mason Maria. Holy shit, you know.
Yeah.
Dale really knows.
Not a single bad match.
No.
And any one of those matches that's on that card could main event any show.
Absolutely.
And they're all together.
They're all one night. One night only. I know. And you're gonna be there and participating, taking on JC Rotten. So it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know. You guys.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I can't make that drive soon enough.
No, how long of a ride is that?
It's about 11 hours.
Oh, see, I said about 12 for me from Jersey.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not horrible.
No. Virginia's a lot easier. It's like 5 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is. I don't even know. 5 hours. Almost.
Definitely easier.
Yeah, it's an easier ride. I was looking at. I'd seen how far my relatives were. I was like, damn, if they were a little bit closer, I'd go visit them in Roanoke, Virginia. But gonna go camping that week. I can't wait, man. I can't wait till I go out there. Gonna go to a state park nearby, camp. You know.
Well, see, there you go.
I know. That's the way to do it if you have the money. Well, it's a free state park, so hey, can't complain about it.
Well, yeah, then you have no.
I'm not bringing. My friends are bringing the tent. I'm not. So I'll bring my pillow, and that's it, and sleeping bag.
Got it figured out.
You know, we'll at least take a shower one night at a hotel or something. You know,
yeah.
Make my vacation and call quits.
See, there you go.
Go home and then enjoy more wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like week after week after week after week, it's wrestling. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's so hard, especially with as much as that's going on. It's hard to not just get consumed by it.
I know we can, and we also work on the side, so we have to.
Yeah, see, exactly. You gotta work the shoot.
I'm a garbage man. What can I say? You know, hey, you know.
I work at a plastic factory.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Yeah. I'm up early, 5 a.m. 5:30, and hit the door. 2 o'clock rolls around, I'm out. You know, come on.
Yep. That 5:30 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, but put that money aside. It's worth it sometimes. Really is. For all the trips you really want to take, and bucket places to want to go, and B places you want to really check out. You know, I mean, this like I always say, I want to check out Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. You know, come on, that's gonna be like
see exactly.
I want to go to Japan one of these days. You know, that's another. You know, go to Japan and say I've been there for
Yeah, that's a big one on the list for me is Japan.
Yeah. You know. But awesome, man. All right, man. I'll let you get going because I'm sure you have a busy. You want to get some rest for your big trip this weekend. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Hey, let's set something up after, and we'll talk about how you made out. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll talk leading it up to the VOW shit. You know.
Oh yeah, sounds great to me.
All right. Hey,
All right.
Where can everybody catch you?
On Facebook, it's my fan page is Orin Veidt. Twitter, it's at Orin Veidt, and Instagram is the same at Orin Veidt.
Yeah, and support indie wrestling and deathmatch wrestling.
Hell yeah!
Thank you for being on, man. I appreciate having you on, Orin.
All right, thanks again, man.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right. Yeah, you too.
Wow, what fans? What a night! That was a great conversation with Orin Veidt, and he's got a lot coming up this week. He's got Guardians of Hardcore. He's got IWA's Guardians of Hardcore. He's taking on JC Rotten, and then he's going to be traveling to Virginia. He's going to be hitting VOW, Vicious Outcast Wrestling's Bloodthirsty, as they present Bloodthirsty. He's taking on Drew Blood for Devin Moore for the hybrid title. So somebody's going to come out a winner, and that leads up to the next event also for Vicious Outcast Wrestling and VOW is the Lord of Anarchy's Deathmatch Tournament. Like there's a deathmatch tournament that week coming up. July 7th is the Bloodthirsty, and fans, if you're in those areas, check it out. Go out and see Orin live in person. Go say hey, support him. Check him out on Facebook, like you said, and Twitter, and go see him at a show because he's ready to bleed for you guys. And shout out tonight to my people listening. I want to give a shout out to Coffee and Kick Pads with Cat and Turtle, like always. And check out Podcast City Network for all your independent professional wrestling and comedy and movie and gaming podcasts. Check it out tomorrow night. Podcast City will have on the Everett Lee Show. That's right, the Everett Lee Show, starring Everett Lee himself, and of course myself, David C. Russell will be on. The Deathmatch Russell will be on as we're going to be talking wrestling and much, much more on Facebook Live. So check that out on the Podcast City Network's Facebook page. Like, share, subscribe. Check it out tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. That's right, 8:30 p.m. And where can you find your Deathmatch Russell podcast? As always, on social media as usual, at David C. Russell on Facebook, Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Facebook, on Twitter at DavidNJ32, and on my website, deathmatchrussellpodcast.com, for all your current and past interviews, highlight reels, events, podcasts, and much more. Highlight reels, this and that, merchandise as well. Please support the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. New merch coming soon. Stay tuned. Buy a t-shirt. I'll have them at shows. Go online. Hit me up on Facebook. Message me, say you want a Deathmatch Russell podcast t-shirt, and I'll get one out to you. And thank you for listening, and have a great night. Tune in, because you'll never know who will be on my show. And have a great night, everyone.
Little one gotta heed my warning. Devil is kind. He coming early morning. Devil is fine. He go by man and neck. Devil is kind. Ooh, we're gonna go home to the flag. Devil is fine. He don't forgive my sin.